Hey, good day, y'all. It's been, so this is my 2 month update. It's been a little over 2 months, actually 2 months and, man, almost 2 months and 2 weeks. So what's that in weeks total? 10 weeks since surgery. So I'm in physical therapy now, right? I got cleared 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago to get started in physical therapy. Really all we were doing initially was passive range of motion. They put me on a little cable pulley deal, 2 little handles. You grab the handle and you continue to work one arm up, the injured arm, the affected arm, forward, scapular retraction to the side, and then directly up on the left. So how have things been going with that? Pretty well. I do a bunch of the exercises at the house as well. I got a piece of PVC, just, I don't know, probably an inch around, over at Home Depot for $2.50 for a 10-foot span of it. So I cut it in half. I took one piece to work and I keep one piece here at home. What I use it for is when you hold the injured side and then the non-injured side, and what you're going to do is press up with the uninjured side to help the injured arm go as vertical as possible without sharp pain. Right? I guess that was really the biggest takeaway from talking to the physical therapist and to the surgeon. Sharp pain, very bad. Dull pain, throbbing, not as bad. A lot of that, from what I'm being told and what I'm understanding about the process, is muscle weakness. There's a lot of weakness in all of the muscles in the shoulder after having gone through the surgery and then having been sedentary, in a cast or in a sling for 2, 4, 6 weeks, depending on your individual amount of time in the sling. Of course, the longer in the sling, the longer the recovery period is likely to be. I've pushed it a little bit harder than I probably should, but all in all, things are going pretty well. Physical therapists have already told me that I'm beyond what they expected at this point. So they really only expected about 120 degrees for front. For me right now, it's tight, but right now with this, I am about 160, 165 when they measured me last. Laterally, I can come up past the 90 degree. It gets a little hairy right here. It gets a little tight in the shoulder. So I don't dare go much higher than that without the support of the PVC, and then coming up scapular retraction at an angle a little bit less, a little more shallow than 45 degrees, and I'm able to get that up pretty well as well now also. So there's my scar. The bicep, though I can't really strengthen it yet, is starting to come along form-wise, and there isn't nearly as much discomfort as there was the first couple weeks, and I'm able to put my shoulders up like this, which really doesn't seem like that big a deal. But man, when you get that real good deep stretch, and you want to pull those shoulder blades together in the back, it's really nice to be able to get my arm up parallel with the marching surface, or the floor as we call it. That's right now, that's really about it. There isn't, I'm trying to think if there's anything else really that's been going on. I still haven't been cleared to run. Today's the 17th, so in 2 days I should get their decision as to how heavy we're going to go with strengthening the shoulder and the bicep. My last physical therapy appointment, I was authorized 2 pounds. It's a little purple weight about that big, and I was allowed to use 2 pounds to do an overhead exercise, 2 sets of 15. I'll tell you, by the time I got to repetition 8 or 9 with the first set, my shoulder was pretty smoked. So it's going to take some time to get the strength back in the shoulder and get things built up to the point where I feel like I'm making progress in the gym again. And that'll probably be about the time that they go cutting on this elbow of mine. We'll see what the future holds with that, though. Diet-wise, I have to admit I fell into, so I suffer from depression, and I slipped in to a depressive state a couple of times over the last couple of months, dealing with the slow recovery, needing to get into the gym, feeling like I got to rely on other people to get things done. I found ways around a lot of it, just using the one hand, putting things under my chin instead of using the left hand so as not to overburden the muscle groups or the site where they sewed everything in. So it's been difficult, I have to admit. I'm looking forward to getting in the gym some way, shape, or form. I could be doing legs. I could. And I just haven't. I haven't been able to get the motivation up. So that's something that I need to work on personally. I can't run yet, and walking doesn't really burn a whole lot of calories for me. Just based off of my size. I mean, I'm 6'2", 229. I don't have like a big muscular physique, but for me to burn the calories off, the amount of walking that I have to do, I'll be out there for 2-3 hours in what I can get done in 30 minutes of running. So for me, it's just getting past that mental and getting off my backside, get up in the morning and go to the gym. So the intent here soon is to start working on the right side again, to start strengthening that. Very light on the left side, depending on how much the doctors will allow me to do, whatever I'm cleared to do for the left side. I obviously still can't do a bench press because bringing that shoulder back is real tight in here, and I can't rotate yet. This side, there's no real rotation in it, and they said that's because it's a complex movement, or I don't know, a bunch of doctor speak. At the end of the day, I can't do this with my left arm. All right, so I'll be waiting to be able to start strengthening that. Again, my goal, my intent for next year, this time next year, is to be preparing for the Copper Classic, which is a bodybuilding and fitness competition that we have out here in Sierra Vista. It's been going on for, goodness, I want to say over like 20 years now. I was really hoping to get into it this year. Give myself a goal for right before I retire. Things happen the way that they happen, right? And I know things happen the way that they're supposed to. It's all in His time. So I'll stand by and continue to push as much as I can from this end. And hopefully this time next year, with some dedication, if I can get over this mental slump that I have right now with working out, and this might be a good time to try to get the calves pumped up a little bit because they're looking a little weak. But my prayer is this time next year that I'll be in preparation for competing in the Copper Classic. And if all goes well and I continue to do the videos, whoever's out there that runs into these, maybe it'll give somebody else a little bit of motivation, or know that other people are potentially are out there struggling with some of the same thoughts, fears, concerns that they're having during this time, shortly after surgery. All right, so I think that's about it. I got to get ready to go pick up my kids from school. So as always, questions, comments, or otherwise, feel free to post them on there. I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. I have the alerts set up in my email, so I'll know that I've got activity or that somebody's asking a question. Feel free to ask anything you want. Nothing's really off limits as far as I'm concerned with this. I'm a pretty open person. All right, so y'all have a great day. Stay blessed. Take care.